Welcome back to Astrology, Angels, and More. I'm your host, Mary Silvernail, and today's date is August the 10th, 2022, and we're right in the middle of the Lionsgate portal. So we're going to be talking about that tonight on the show, along with a lot of other interesting facts about the vortexes of the earth. And I have a very interesting guest. But first, before we begin, I just want to wish all you Leos out there happy birthday. Leo is the fifth sign of the zodiac, with the sun as its ruler. Gold is the color associated with the sign of Leo. Leos are the proudest sign of the zodiac. Many times they're proud, sometimes to a fault. Other characteristics of Leo are loyalty, faithfulness, and they can be a bit shy. Many performers, though, are born under the sign of Leo. Leo rules the heart and all matters concerning the heart. Their gems are gold and rhodochrosite, which is RHODOCHROSITE. Now, since July the 26th, we have been dealing with the energy of the opening of the portal of what's called the Lion's Gate. This will continue through August the 12th. Now, August the 8th, with the energy of the 8-8 for eighth month, 8th day, brings about even a stronger amount of energy on 8-8. Now, the Lionsgate portal opens each August the 8th. Every August the 8th, we have this energy coming in. And at this time, there's an alignment of the stars that increases cosmic energy, the flow between the physical and the spiritual realms. Think about the number 8. As above, so below. As above, so below. It's related to the Egyptian pyramids and has been observed for thousands of years. That's why the backdrop here tonight on the set is of the pyramids. I felt that it was very fitting. This year, we're seeing a sudden rise of the soul's awakening, a leap into the collective consciousness. We're moving through a deep evolution of our consciousness, which is part of our soul's journey. We can move beyond any limitations placed upon us before ourselves or others. It's a time of soul evolution. And that's what it's all about here on Earth. That's what we're doing, evolving and evolving through the ascension process. A magical high vibration time of high levels of energy and strength. Leo is the king of the jungle. Leo is strength, but yet with heart. August the 11th, the Aquarius full moon will be shining its brilliant light across the galaxy, conveying a need to no longer procrastinate on any important decision. Abundant energy will abound and peace will prevail. This is strengthened by the moon's conjunction to Saturn. Now, this show is being filmed on August the 10th, 2022. We are already in the realm of 3 days before the day of, and 3 days after this full moon. So we're already experiencing all this energy, which is also part of the Lion's Gate. But there is also a grand cross aspect in the universe at this time, creating a feeling of neither side giving in to an issue. Now, that's on the world stage, but also in your own personal life, you may find a bit of that, a little bit of a tug of war. At this time, it would be a good idea to go easy in any relationship issues. Then on August the 27th, the Virgo new moon brings with it hard work and an overwhelming urge to be of service to others. Virgo is all about service to others. Whereas your attentions may have felt divided, they now become precise and extremely fulfilling. With a trine aspect to the planet Uranus, expect a new, nice surprise, which will bring a breath of fresh air into your life. Very nice things happening for us at the end of August. Everything that I have just told you here in reference to astrologically, please understand that this is my own writings from my horoscope column that I write every single month. Okay, so now also I just want to make a note that Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto will continue their retrograde for the entire month. Now, on July 28th, Jupiter had stationed retrograde, giving us 4 outer planets retrograde until August 24th. Now, August 24th is when Uranus will station retrograde, giving us 5 outer planets all retrograde through October 7th, when Pluto will go direct, and then October 23rd, when the planet of change, enormous change, Uranus, will go direct. The whole summer of 2022 is the time of preparation for what we want to have in place for extraordinary new beginnings in the fall of 2022. I myself am very much looking forward to the fall of 2022 due to the planet alignments. It should be a very good time for everyone in general. And now, we touched on the Lion's Gate a little bit and that portal. But tonight, my guest and I will be discussing the actual vortexes all over the earth. And we'll explain it all to you so you can understand a little bit better. But we're also going to be talking a little bit more about the Lion's Gate. So now I'd like to introduce my very special guest that I'm so happy has returned to our show. Kirsten Sciallo, how are you? Thank you. Welcome, Kirsten.
Mary, thank you so much for having me, and especially during this magnificent portal.
Yes.
I am honored to be here, and I'm excited to share the information.
I'm so happy to have you here tonight. I mean, I really feel that you were the perfect guest to talk about this. You and I had talked about having a show on the ley lines of the earth before, remember? That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now we're finally doing it. So I'm very excited about this too. So now Kirsten is also, you're a Holy Fire Karuna Reiki Master Teacher, right?
I am.
Yeah, for several years.
Yes.
And a magnificent one. And
Thank you.
so anyway, so what did you tell us about the research that you've done? You've done a lot of research on this, right?
I have, and for tonight's show, I wanted to highlight some of the areas that you may be able to experience some very powerful, positive, healing energy. And that's really what it's all about.
So maybe our audience should go and get a pen or a pencil and a pad to write down a few things, right?
Absolutely,
yeah,
because
I think it might really help if you do that. So anyway, so what's the first one that you wanted to talk about?
Okay, the first one is Glastonbury, England.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? I think though, while they're getting their pen and everything, I think that maybe we should ask Brian if he would to put up the picture of the ley lines of the Earth before we start going into all of them. Okay. Now that's a picture of the Earth, and all those lines are the connections of all the vortexes, right?
Yes.
The ley lines of the Earth. You know, the heavens have ley lines, the Earth has ley lines, and also those are the power centers where they intertwine. And also our bodies even have them, which is called the meridians on the body. So thank you, Brian. Okay, so now tell us.
Okay,
I'm very interested to listen.
So again, we're going to Glastonbury, England, and in that particular location, there's been said to radiate peace and balance from your stomach to your heart, which is interesting, that you can actually go to the location and that's what you would experience, or, you know, so that's one of the reasons that people may or may not want to travel to that particular location.
Okay. Is that by Stonehenge?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Have you ever been?
Stonehenge? No. Have you?
No.
No, I want to go.
My mother went to England just recently.
Did she go to Stonehenge?
I actually have to ask her. I should have asked her.
You should have asked her.
Well, I like to leave a show as a surprise, right?
I know.
Right? So, but I know I could. So if anyone happens to reach out and contact, maybe we can get some more information for them.
Yeah,
How's that
at the
sound?
end of the show is my email address. And all you have to do is any of your questions, any of your comments, you know, just send an email. That's as easy as that, or contact the studio. Both email addresses are on the end of the show. So go ahead.
That's helpful. Very good. Well, the next one I know has a place near and dear to your heart. I already know what
you
already know it. So we're talking about Sedona, Arizona.
I love Sedona. You know that.
I definitely do. I've heard of people who have traveled there and have felt an enormous, beautiful energy that they have not been able to find anywhere else on the planet. And they actually said one of the main vortex is actually at the Chapel of the Holy Cross. And now I know you have been to Sedona.
Yeah, I probably should have given Brian that one. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Say that one next.
I had that picture where I'm standing in front of that chapel of the Holy Cross. But Brian, there's Sedona. Okay, so here's Sedona.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you so much.
That's beautiful Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I wish I had given him that other picture. But you can Google it. You know, you can look it up, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about
it's
that.
It's a very powerful place. But there are so many PowerPoints there in Sedona. Thanks, Brian. That's the Red Rock. You know, I have to tell you, out in Arizona, actually, my son Daniel is going to Phoenix next week for work. Yeah, and it's very hot in Phoenix.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no matter when you go. But in Sedona, because when my husband and I have gone, or when I've gone with friends, because as you know, I used to go once a year.
Yes.
Then the pandemic came, and I haven't been in a few years, but I need to get back. But Sedona, it's so cool up in the mountains there, and it's not that far. It's a ride, a little bit, maybe about an hour, hour and a half, something like that, from Phoenix to Sedona. But it literally changes people's lives.
That's a good way to
It literally
that.
does.
It does.
I mean, I know of people that have gone to Sedona and then they decided that they wanted to live there and they didn't want to come back. It's very powerful, very, very powerful. One of the things that I would be amiss if I didn't say it, and you have met Jill.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're talking about a very long time friend of mine who passed away right after her and I had come back from Sedona. One of the things, I don't want to go into all the details of it, however, I do suggest very strongly that if you go to Sedona, that you be very careful of any cave tours. As far as, like spiritually, just going in a cave or something like that. You have to watch that because there's a lot of energies in there that are extremely powerful. And there are a lot of portals, small portals within that vortex. And bottom line, every other time that Jill had gone to Sedona, she loved it so much, and she actually was she was thinking about moving there. And but I was told not to go into the cave. She went in the cave, and then after that she just never seemed the same again. And that's really the truth. And that was not, she wasn't on a tour. I shouldn't use that word. She wasn't on a tour. She went in there with, somebody else. And the energy in there was just too much for her. But anyway, and you met Jill, it turned out.
Absolutely.
I found out.
She was, absolutely. I met her probably a few years before I met you.
Yeah.
And she actually, she was talking about Sedona at that point, and one of the things...
She wanted to move there.
Yeah, one of the things that you mentioned is she did reiterate, you don't go, number one, in a cave by yourself, but number two, you want to go with somebody that is actually trained and skilled and knowledgeable and able to be grounded.
Exactly.
To be able to show you in a way that is proper because of the strength of the vortex.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't realize.
Right.
And any of the vortexes, you could be standing in one spot, and then when you walk to another, actually not realize that you're going through a time warp, etc. So you might not even realize that. I don't want to scare anybody. It's really quite wonderful what you experience there. People have gone to these vortexes that Kirsten's going to be talking about on the earth and have received tremendous healings.
Right.
Tremendous healings. I know a Reiki master out, and actually one of my Reiki students, he had gone. So, Will, if you're watching the show, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about you. When I had told him about this particular Reiki master in Sedona, and he went and visited. And he said that the energy was just so tremendous because it takes all that energy that we work with, that holy fire, Reiki energy, and it just magnifies it, And that's why tremendous healings can happen in these places, right?
Yeah, as you're talking too, I'm thinking about the audience, and something that they might be able to put in their mind is understanding energy. And if they were to walk into a room and they could kind of tell by someone's energy if they're exuding positive energy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's you almost get that feeling ooh.
In the pit of your stomach. Yeah, in the pit of your
stomach, oh, maybe they, are going through something, or, oh, it's you have to trust that feeling. But then when you're thinking about the ley lines and the vortexes and all those things, it's so much grander than that. So if you're feeling it on such a little small scale, and imagine when you go to that location how magnificent you can feel that energy.
Yeah, I had gone on a trip and brought my husband there. He had never been there, and I brought him, and he was like completely amazed by it. And he's part Native American.
I do.
And he, well, actually, he's the one who told me not to go in the cave.
Smart man.
He wasn't with me. He just had a feeling.
Yeah.
And he
He's very
told me
smart.
not to. And but anyway, at that particular time, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you have to go with somebody who's really well trained. If you're going to go off on your own like that, it's just, but there are so many magnificent sites there. I go on and on about it to the point. I was just telling my son Daniel the other day that I need to go back to Sedona. I've been feeling that urge again. It gets like a calling, and particular more so than any other area on the earth. The other thing, you have all those other ones that we have to talk about, but the other thing I just wanted to mention real quick is, as you know, my two little puppies that I have, we actually flew out and brought them home from Arizona, and that's where they were born. So they have that magnificent energy.
And I can attest to that.
Yes, you can.
I'm a pet lover through and through. Okay.
Yes. Well, they're Pisces like you.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said what sign you are. But that's what gives you your beautiful, that's what enhances your spiritual gifts, Kirsten.
Thank you.
So, well, it's the truth. Absolutely. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think it's important.
You brought up, I didn't realize you were going to bring up Sedona so fast.
Yeah. No, and I think it's important. I think the information that we shared, I think that's so important.
Yeah. So who else do you have there?
Okay. We have Ibiza, Spain.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, when we talk about energy here, there's lots and lots of limestone. And that is what's holding this like maximum concentration of energy.
There you go.
Okay. So for there, even I know you brought some different stones and things like that, and they're holding energy, but their limestone in particular, which, I don't know. Have you done any research on limestone? I haven't.
Not really, but every single stone
I'm gonna have to actually
holds that energy. Just like when we were driving here, and you've noticed that I've been wearing this a lot.
I love it.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. It's like every show I'm wearing the Larimore again. But that's because I'm very connected to that, and this is connected to Atlantis. And Atlantis, that was their whole energy source.
Yeah.
Was the stones, the crystals. So go ahead. See, I didn't know that about Spain. No wonder, because I always say I want to go to Spain, and I don't know why. So go ahead.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, that's where people are getting the energy from, the limestone, which now I'm going to have to do some more research on that. Just because I'm super interested in that. And as of any stone or gem or crystal you're drawn to, that's the nice thing about the internet. You can research anything.
Yeah. Anything
ask
we talk
someone
about here tonight, just Google it.
Yeah.
Just make sure your sources though are
reliable.
Solid. Reliable. But that's interesting. What part is that? The part of Spain, like by the cliffs and all that? I wonder.
I believe so.
What part of Spain did you say?
Ibiza.
I know
a lot of people go there.
You're gonna have
I've seen a lot of people. Yeah, I'll get some more information because we're always talking about this, as far as like things that we learn about, the different energies that come from.
Yeah, we're always comparing notes, Kirsten and I. We're very good friends.
Yes, we are, which is a beautiful part of our friendship because we can share, in the knowledge.
Absolutely.
Right? And then we can recommend. That's what we do, right?
Yes, we do.
You recommend, I recommend, and the healing that comes from, also being able to give those ideas and give those suggestions based on, what we work with. That's super healing.
You know, I had a past life, one of the most magnificent past lifetimes was in Spain, and all I remember about it, not, but in particular, was that it was on the cliffs, like all these rocks. So, boy, I need to know about that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out.
I'll
So who
help you
else
with
do
that.
you have there? What else do you have?
Okay, this one. You were drawn to Sedona. I'm drawn to Hawaii. Okay.
So's my granddaughter, Ava.
Oh, my
She said she's
goodness.
going to live in Hawaii.
Oh,
I said, you'll be
man.
far away from Grandma. She said, don't worry, you're going to come and live with me there.
Wow.
Hawaii.
Now here,
Oh, talk
you're ready for the energy in
Love it.
Hawaii. This is coming from a volcano. Okay,
Wow.
and I'm going to try my best to pronounce it, and please forgive me, audience.
Okay.
I think it's Halakala or something like
How do
that.
you spell it?
Haleakala. I got the Kala part right. The beginning
Wow.
part.
Tell me about this, about
Okay.
the volcano.
So, this energy that it's emitting, it has a frequency that matches the frequency of the human heartbeat. Tell me that is not fascinating. I mean, you want to talk about energy. I know you have crystal bowls and things
gosh.
and such in the office. And that in itself can help to attune your energy based on vibrations,
Yes.
sounds. So you're talking about something as magnificent as a volcano.
As massive.
And it's matching the human heartbeat. I'm
To
drawn
me,
there, see? I'm
You
drawn
know,
there.
I got to tell you, I got to
Go
tell
for
you
it.
guys, and I don't
Go
know if
for
I
it.
ever did this for you, actually, in any of the healings that I had previously done for you. This is part of what I do in the Native American healings, is I teach a person how to connect their heartbeat with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Do you ever remember anything about that? That was years ago. I think I might have done that.
Well,
with
absolutely, but I'm going to go a step further because I remember connecting with the drumming.
you. Yes, and that's one of the reasons that the drum is the rhythm of the drum
With the heart.
And what you're doing is you're connecting with the heartbeat. But really what that is connecting you to the heartbeat of the mother, the earth.
That's wild. That is the most powerful connect of that I think I've experienced. You know, you feel it like in your soul with that. That's like incredible.
Well, let me just tell the audience something quick and easy to do in reference to that is to be able to I'm sorry.
Oh, as far
Brian was
okay.
signaling something. Okay, thanks, Brian. Sorry about that. There was a little bit of a technical. Anyway, so one of the things that you can do is very simple. At night when you get in your bed and you're ready to go to sleep, you lay down and you put your hands on your heart. Of course, you have your eyes closed. And then just feel the beat of your heart. And if you're very quiet, you might even be able to hear the beat of your heart. And then just imagine yourself sinking from your bed down through all the layers of the earth, going through and past where all the roots of the trees are, all the way down, down, down to the center of the earth. And hear the heartbeat, feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth, which is the same as yours. And connect with the Mother, connect with Earth. you'll feel your whole body cradled as though you're in your mother's arms as an infant. And you can just fall asleep, being cradled by the Mother Earth, and then drift off to a beautiful dream state. Many blessings. It's very simple. Not easy?
It is easy.
What I do, though, is you're right with the drumming. That's part of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a few other things what I do in a healing. But you can connect. But that is amazing. I didn't realize that about that volcano. I love it.
You know what's...
I love it.
You know what's kind of interesting?
Is that where the heart of the earth is, I wonder?
I don't know. I will say this, though, as you were just describing that wonderful suggestion to the audience and a way to connect to the heart and Mother Earth. I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what I've been doing recently?
What?
Grounding by just simply taking my shoes off and putting my feet on Mother Earth
Yep.
into the grass,
Yes.
into the sand. We're at the peak of the summer. That, or just being in the water, like you're connecting and you are just drawing all that beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful energy. And I think it's helping.
Of course it is.
I think it's helping. It helps to kind of be even keel.
That's what needs to happen right now for all the chaos that we've experienced here
Right.
on Earth, which I feel is really kind of subsiding.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, what you're saying about grounding, yes, that's extremely important. You know, the heartbeat part of it, that's really something. I mean, you can even go into a meditation and just do that. You don't have to fall asleep doing it, but it helps people who have a problem with insomnia and things like that. But yeah, wow. Okay, sorry.
No, it's
I
good.
like
It's
that.
good. Now
What
this one I think that you will probably have some good insight on as well. But this one is the Great Pyramid.
Oh yeah, well that's what we have behind us.
Of Giza in Egypt. And so this pyramid, and I would imagine many pyramids, store electromagnetic energy. So that's where the energy is stored. And if you think about that, how powerful, I mean, they can look right behind us, you know, and see as a visual how incredibly beautiful. And I think that the geometric shape of the pyramid itself helps to, you know.
Well, some people sit in like you can buy a pyramid that you could bring to your house and sit in it, you know.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I'm about to order one
up.
up.
You didn't know that?
No.
They've been out for years,
I've
Kirsten.
never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. And you sit in a meditation in the pyramid.
Gorgeous.
And what it is, it's you can actually, it's just the design of the metal, but the energy that then, the way that it's aligned, it just brings it all to a peak. And you know, a lot of times people use crystal pyramids for very strong energy. Actually, I guess this was about a year ago. I had a very nice lady named Renee. She was on the show, and she had brought a big black pyramid. And I'm trying to remember the name of the stone. She actually gave me one. I have one. It's really, really nice, very grounding. But the pyramids, like if you get a crystal pyramid, that holds a tremendous amount of energy. Yeah.
Ooh. And it's like compacted, probably. You know, it's very dense in terms of its shape and things like that.
You know, Tommy.
Yes.
Thomas Knights Templar, who has the show here at CTV, God's Way, Yahweh. Well, on the set, I don't know if you remember because you had been on his show too.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Several years ago. On his set, he always has, like how I have crystals lined up here. He has a whole lineup, but specifically the way he aligns them, his crystal pyramids for the energy that they emit. Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. So you probably don't remember that, but that's what he had. Remember, we were sitting at the big table.
I do remember
and
the table.
Every single show, he has those pyramids. He always has them. Yep. So, well, I mean, behind us, what you see, if you look at the alignment there, that's the stars that are aligned right now. Once a year, that happens over the pyramids. Now, come on, that's not by accident, is it? So, see, the Egyptians knew exactly what they were doing because that's the alignment that lines up with the sun and the moon and Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, Sirius. And that is called the Lion's Gate, and there it is. You're looking at it. This is, if you were in Egypt right now, that's what you would be seeing in the night sky.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I think so. Now you see why I wanted that on the background.
Yeah.
It's cool, right? It's really, really cool. And that has to do with all the energy I was talking about before with the Lion's Gate. You know, Kirsten and I both live in New Jersey. And so she came with me tonight. We were driving together. And boy, the conversations we were having about the energy that's been going on here, right?
Yeah, it's
the Lion's Gate.
Absolutely incredible.
What else?
Okay, now we're going to travel to California. And
oh, I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
This may be near and dear to you, but this is Mount Shasta.
Yes.
And the Native American tribes have often told stories about Mount Shasta. It's being the center of the universe or the birthplace of the creator. This is what has been said due to the energetic properties there. I mean, that's pretty powerful.
Yes. They also have had sightings of Bigfoot there. There's a lot of, there's a lot of missing people that are just, that they can't explain. I mean, if you ever really look into that on Mount Shasta, that was the trip that Jill, who we were talking about again, that was the trip that Jill and I were supposed to make to Mount Shasta. That was our next place that we were going. Yeah.
Wow.
And I would love to go there. I want to go there so bad. What other information do you have about it? Do you have something else there?
I didn't go much further with that because, I mean, it kind of spoke for itself as far as being just so the center of the universe,
that's a big deal.
Huge.
Yes, it's a very, very, very big deal.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Lots of times Mount Shasta is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mountain. And there's been so many sightings, and this is also the Native American people. It isn't like, it's tourists that are seeing that or imagining that or something. I mean, it's down in the history of the Native American people there that people disappear into the mountain, or you see something from the sky and then it's gone into the mountain. So there's a lot of skepticism about whether or not what is really inside that mountain.
Right.
Because there has been a theory that it could actually be a fueling station. Okay.
Oh.
For
wow.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
For extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Who knows? Really, right? Okay. But wow. Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that. Okay. Who else do you have?
Okay.
I'm saying who else because to me they're energy entities.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah. I would actually like to visit here, but the Mayan ruins in Tulum, Mexico.
Yes.
Okay. So in this particular location, an asteroid was suspected to have
Yes.
landed in Tulum, giving the city its powerful energetic energy. And you and I have talked about various asteroids and things, or, where it has affected the crystals. And, I'm wearing this Egyptian sandstone. I think we've talked about that
Yeah, I
before.
love that.
And
I
this-
absolutely love that. And
This had a similar
explain
background.
about that.
Yeah, a similar background of.
Well,
of,
that's from like the sands of outside the
Yeah.
pyramids, right?
Yeah. So this is supposed to be superbly powerful in protection, and I mean,
Isn't that what the
pharaohs.
the pharaohs wore?
Yes.
They have found that.
On their breastplate.
Yeah,
And so if you look at any of like the historical
yeah.
photos, you would see that.
So interesting.
Isn't that wild?
So interesting.
Yeah.
But those what you're talking about in Mexico, I can never remember the. We were on my husband and I were on a cruise several years ago, and that was one of the little extra tours when we were. Yeah.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's.
Yeah,
Incredible.
you feel tremendous energy at all these locations. What else do you have?
Okay, this one's also kind of.
What? They're all
I
great.
know they are,
they're
but-
all great.
But Machu Picchu in Peru. This, I know. Say, I knew you were going to like that
you have
one.
a picture of Machu Picchu. Now
Thank
you're
you.
singing to my heart.
See?
Okay. Isn't
Ooh.
that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous?
That's outstanding. And here it's said to hold its spiritual energy underground when it's promoting healing and spiritual awakening, which, we talk about each place having its value. And this one, I mean, I don't think there's much more valuable, things happening in this world, and especially now, than awakening and elevating our souls.
Oh, boy, talk about elevating our souls. Well, I had shared that with you, that Don Francisco, the very, very powerful shaman in Peru, he had given me a beautiful blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think you showed me the picture too.
I showed you. Yeah, the picture is up, and it tremendous. It brought about the empowerment of tremendous healings. Wow. Notice that a lot of what we're talking about is the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's where actually the Native American people and the, also the Peruvians and, any of the very healing elements of our earth, that's where they believe that's where the god or gods live. That's where the gods live, in the mountains.
And the elevation, I'm sure that has a piece to it because
Absolutely.
you're closer to the heavens.
Exactly. And look at now, Moses came down from the mountain, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Okay, when you think about this,
Yeah.
it's just absolutely miraculous. But these are the energy points on the earth, which when we showed you the picture before of the earth, that's the ley lines of the earth. You can just Google ley lines of the earth and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Where they intersect is where these energy spots are.
And I have one more to share, and this is in Australia, and it's Uluru, Australia. And this piece is, there's a legend from the Aboriginal people, and it's surrounding their dream time, okay? And basically they have like a ritual where it's when it's completed and of the rock formation is when basically just all positivity will spread throughout the world. And That
And what is this? Where is this? Tell me about
This is in Uluru, Australia. And I know we were talking on the ride up here, and I was talking about just spiritually, music and just religion. And we were talking about the band that I love being in Australia.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
yes.
it wouldn't surprise me that the
No.
energy here in Australia has
Of
then
course.
helped to elevate these wonderful people who are trying to spread the word of faith, hope, love, and peace and healing amongst everyone.
If only we were able to at least go back to this, even the spiritual part of the old ways.
I know. With that being said, I ran into someone in the store the other day, and actually I hadn't seen her since I was, a young child, and she said, "Oh, the kids these days, they're just so connected to technology that they've taken so far away from just having a simple conversation with each other and being able to connect as a human being and be present in the moment." And, all of that takes them further away from nature, healing, the simplicity, the basicness that Mother Earth has given.
Right.
And it's, such a distraction.
Yes, it is. Yes,
And
it
we
is.
wonder.
But that's why there's people like us who try to bring that about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why we do these shows. That's why we do the work that we do and everything else in order to help turn that around for everybody. Because bottom line, what we all get back to is the ones that you had said, the faith, the hope, the love. Okay, you have those three elements.
Right.
You're good to go.
You're
You're
so
good
right.
to go.
You're
And
so right.
that's what we need. We need to love each other. Yes. And love ourselves. Take care of ourselves. Not be constantly running and chasing this and doing that and everything. Every once in a while, you need to just come into peace. And as Kirsten was saying, just even take your shoes off and walk on the grass, even if it's in your own backyard, or go to the beach and, go to the ocean. Just connect, truly connect. But I really do believe that we're moving in a really good direction now, Kirsten. For
I
a
feel
while
it.
there, can't you feel the shift in
feel
the
it. I
energies?
feel it.
And I got to tell you, especially with this Lionsgate energy.
I'm loving the Lionsgate energy.
Yes. And before we were talking about Don Francisco, when he had given me that blessing, there's actually, the Native American people believe that when the eagle of the north and the Concorde of the south fly together, that's when there's peace. And see, these simple things like that, such as what you were saying in Australia. Okay, what exactly are they doing with the rock formations?
In Australia, it's just saying that basically once that they're completed. So I don't know. It's just.
What do you mean?
I think.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I have to look into that a little bit more. But it's like a ritual.
It's
something-
a ritual.
Yeah, it's a ritual of the rock formation. That's why I don't.
Okay.
Necessarily know all the.
So
the
they're
detail.
waiting on that.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, because let's face facts. Mother Earth knows, right?
That's where all the answers are.
Right? Yeah. Well, and also our connection with God, that you and I have a tremendous amount of faith.
Oh, beyond.
Right. And, you feel God in your heart. That's where you feel him. You feel him in your heart, and you feel him in your soul. And what Kirsten was saying before in reference to that feeling sometimes you get in the pit of your stomach that you know whether something is good or something is bad, or someone is good or someone is bad. You know, you really should never go against that. You should always trust that, because that feeling in the pit of your stomach is part of what you were originally talking about the solar plexus, the stomach, and the heart, right? We were talking about that. And those two are very connected. Your heart and your solar plexus, those two chakras are strongly connected. There's actually an acupuncture meridian, a meridian point that it connects them literally. And and basically what you were talking about in reference to the ley lines, what I kept on hearing from you was those two chakras.
Oh,
because the earth
absolutely.
has chakras, right? Every living thing has chakras. And what you kept on bringing up was either the heart or the solar plexus, you know? So that's pretty cool. I love it. You know, I wanted to talk about something else also, but we're starting to run out of time. But what I wanted to talk about was in reference to there's a kind of healing that I do that has to do with the ley lines of the earth. It's called the reconnection and reconnective healing. There is a form of healing that you can actually, things can literally change in your life when you connect the ley lines of your body, connected to the ley lines of the star system, that are then connected to the ley lines of the earth. So you can connect with all of that tremendous energy, and what ends up happening is it can literally change your life. And the reason that I wanted to talk about that too, because we're talking about the ley lines and all of that, is one of the stones, when you were talking about crystals, that can also help you with change in your life. You know what I'm going to say.
Oh, moldavite.
Moldavite, yes. And as you were talking about before, that is not of this earth, and it actually came from the heavens. Yeah, because it was an asteroid that actually hit Earth. And along with that, that's why I brought Metatron. Archangel Metatron can really help you with that also, because he's holding his Maracab here, and it has to do with sacred geometry. But Metatron works very well when he loves to help people change. He loves to help people with change. Very, very, very powerful angel. He's the largest angel of all. And you've worked with Metatron before,
Yes,
correct?
I have.
Okay. He's very, very, very special. He's very sacred. And especially if you work with any of the energies from the vortexes, Metatron just adds to it. Multivite just adds to it, you know. So, is there anything else that you wanted to add, that you wanted to talk about, please, before we run out of time?
Sure. The moldavite piece is very important.
Yes.
That the viewers understand that it's for a short period of time that you're going to work with it, because it's so powerful that you use it, you know, when you see whatever the change is, or, you know, you feeling content, you then want to put it away, to not use it, because then it's just going to constantly bring change.
Yeah, then it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
As of anything, right?
Yeah, and just use it for maybe 15 minutes initially per day. And then, yeah. But because it is a bit too much. Look, you know, 8/8, everybody was talking about it. You probably saw it on the internet and everything. August the 8th, the Lion's Gate, you know, the great portal of energy. That's because 8/8, I said before, as above, so below. It's infinity. 8 is a very strong number, and it's also very connected with abundance. So, the changes that you want to make in your life, I hope that in some way we were able to help you with that. tonight with a few little tips, and to realize that you're already in the middle of this beautiful energy that can help you make up your mind to change the things that you need to change in your life or want to change in your life, and to be able to move in a very positive direction of love and of peace. Right?
Yeah, it's wonderful advice, Mary, as always.
So, this show is aired on CTV on channel 79 Spectrum and channel 35 FiOS. It's aired on Sunday evenings, I think 7:30, but it's also throughout the month. It's aired on CTV, and you can also watch this show and any of the episodes of Astrology, Angels, and More on YouTube. They're all uploaded on YouTube, and you can watch them anytime that you wish. And I really hope that you're utilizing this wonderful energy this month of August 2022. And I want to thank you, Kirsten, for coming here tonight to be on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Mary.
And please come back again. Next time, not so long of a wait, okay?
You got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Many, many blessings. I think we need to send beautiful blessings to our audience right now, huh?